So back to Manor Farm today. Neil McKinnon drew me peg 12. Cheers, dude. As you can see, it's flat calm. Fed my lines, this is sped up. I don't think anyone's that fast. So started short, just tapped in a few pellets. Had a bite straight away, and unfortunately it come off, and that was the only bite I had short. So then went down the edge after about 20 minutes, I think it was. Just tapped in a few pellets and just fishing a 4.5mm expander. So decent sized F1, and annoyingly that was the only one I caught. But looking around the lake, it wasn't great as expected. I'm losing my pole. So I trust, as you can see, I've got quite a big cab pot on top, so just try to toss in some micros and a few 4mm down the edge. But it wasn't going anywhere. So about 35 minutes in, and then I've had a steady run catching on 4.5mm expander again on a 012 hook length, an 18 hook, 016 main line, a 0.3 gram John Walker float, and a 1.6 hybrid core elastic, which is amazing stuff. And literally just feeding next to nothing. Normally you want to ping it at Manor, but feeding any sort of bait at the moment, they just seem to back right off, and no one really caught shallow. I mean, Gary on 25 fish casters, and he's caught on the deck, but he ain't caught shallow. I tried to ping a few pellets later in the match, and it was a waste of time, to be honest. So obviously looking around the lake, just been mindful what's going on. So I felt I was doing alright at this stage, so I didn't really want to change anything. Been in MPEG, I felt that I'd catch, hopefully, down the edge in front of 13. And as open I'll catch a few big carp. So I don't really like feeding ground bait down the edge, especially when it's hard. Don't get me wrong, sometimes they want it and you can feed it and they come to it, and happy days. But big sort of wise carp that get heavily fished for, I just find over-soaked micros in water and just fishing maggots. Normally you'd catch like meat short, but I can't seem to make it work very well. I think it's just a bit funny time of year. I think worms will start working soon. Give it another couple of weeks, worms and casters and soil will be deadly here. You watch, Steve Partington will start catching loads of fish. Good stamp of F1s as well. So just fishing like two edges, it seemed like you had a bit of cover. Fish were definitely coming into the reeds, looked like they were going to think about spawning. As you can see there, that's probably the quickest bite I've ever had in my life down the edge. Literally just tossed in some micros and maggots and just lowered the rig in and just carried on going. Happy days. I did manage one great big one down the edge against the pallet. Sort of big potted maggots. I don't think it was right, so it messed up the F1s really. Trouble is, Neil opposite me on peg 19, Derek's favourite number, he was catching quite a lot of carp, so I sort of pushed the peg really a little bit and it wasn't right, and it made me sort of go back out long again, open to catch some fish on my 13 metre line, just lifting and dropping pellets. That pinging line was a waste of time. I tried slap in, tap in, various different depths, zero rig, waste of time. No blows, nothing. Like last week you fed a bit of bait and they were blowing on it, and when the fish blow on it, in my opinion, you got to catch, or should catch, on paste, especially on this lake. But yeah, it was a strange day really. Like I said, I think worms and casters will start working soon. So topsoil to get on the deck, and then worm soil, maybe some Trassics in it to fish shallow. Just holds up in the water a lot longer, but topsoil very good. Like I say, you watch. I bet you Steve Partington starts catching loads of fish soon. Give another couple of weeks. So I did manage 3 carp, probably about 25 F1s. There's the weight, it's probably worth pausing it. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you soon.